The 8th of September, Rabbi First, Mishna Berura.
Hey, good morning again. This is Rabbi Shlomo Fritz Zoom, second share this morning. Continuing Hilchos Rosh Hashanah, Siman Tov Kuf Pei Vav. We're in the middle of Sif Hey, and we left off, I believe, at Sif Katan Chav Gimel in the Mishnah Berurah. Maybe let's just review the Mechaber to get a picture of what we're learning about here. Yeah, Lou, would you like to read?
Yes, thank you. Hamudar Hana'a Mishofar Adam Acher Tokea Bo Vize Yotze Yedei Chovaso. If one vowed not to get benefit from the shofar, another person must blow it, and this one fulfills his obligation through this one fulfills through his obligation.
Right. I mean, the second party blowing through that shofar, which the vow was taken against, that blowing will allow the first one who took the oath against the shofar to fulfill his obligation, as long as the other person is going to blow for him. Okay, so now, yeah.
Naval im amar konam lisa ki aso alai asur litkoa bo afilu tekiah shel mitzvah. But if he said, I make it like a korban to blow the shofar, it is forbidden to blow it, even blowing it for a mitzvah.
Right. Okay, because here now he's directing his vow against the actual sound from the shofar, not the shofar itself. That'll be explained in the Mishnah Berurah, Sif Katan Chav Gimel. That's where we left off.
Okay, Chav Gimel, Konam Lisaki Aso Alai. He vows that the blowing of the shofar should be like a korban. Shalo he's kir hana'a v'rotze lomar she'amar konam ha shofar lisaki aso alai. That he should not. What is he's kir?
To mention
He
right
should
here.
mention the benefit, that is to say, that he said a vow not to a vow to treat as a korban the shofar for blowing it.
So here he did not mention anything about something being forbidden. He simply may say that it's going to be as it is with the korban.
But doesn't that make it forbidden because a korban cannot be used for anything?
Right, but that's the inference, right? But still, nevertheless, the union of getting benefit as being forbidden wasn't directly mentioned.
Baal Cain Chayil Kevan she peresh la'asor al atzmo hashofar litikoah bo kamo she'oser al atzmo hatzuror lizrok bo af she'ein lo hana'a. So let's see. And concerning this obligation, since the explanation that it is forbidden by itself, the shofar, to blow it like that it is forbidden for itself. It is clear. What is Lizrok?
So that it's Kamosha Osra al Atzmo. Atzura. Tzurur is a stone, a zorakbo. It's like it's similar to making a vow on himself that he cannot throw this stone.
And Lizrok?
To throw it, meaning
to throw the stone. Af she'ein lo hana, even if there is no benefit from it.
right.
Aval im amar stam konam shofar alai, but if he makes a plain vow on the shofar, mutar liskoa bo tekiah shel mitzvah, then it's permitted to blow the shofar for a mitzvah.
Yeah. Right. So this is in contrast, right? So he said, again, here the first case that's given in the Machaber is he says koinim l'teke'alai. He says it's like a korban that the sounds of the shofar are upon him as a korban, even though he didn't mention a hana involved, right? And that means that since it's going to be a like a contraband of him hearing the shofar, that the sounds of the shofar are forbidden upon him. Therefore, it's going to be also the sounding the shofar for him in all cases. Just as if it would be like he would say he's going to forbid himself to throw a stone, right? So it's not dependent on him getting benefit from it. He's simply forbidding himself to do that action. So here he's like saying he's forbidding himself to do that action of blowing the shofar to hear the tekiyas, the sounds of the shofar. That's all in the case of, as the Mechaber mentioned, and if he changes it a bit, Abu Im Omer Stam, Konim Shofar Alai. The shofar's a konim, mutu l'tukebo. He's able to blow the keys of the mitzvah, meaning the first 30 blasts of the shofar, that would be permissible.
So I don't understand the last item. He made a plain vow, konam, which means that the blowing the shofar is like a a korban, and then it says now it's permissible for him to blow it for a mitzvah.
right?
Why? I thought the konam prevented that.
No, it's a difference between this. Again, the mitzvah is the sounds of the shofar, right? So
Right.
if he makes go against the sounds of the shofar, that's it, stuck. Can't get any. He can't fulfill the mitzvah because he made a vow against the sounds of the shofar, right? But he made a vow against the shofar itself, right? So therefore, he never directly involved the sounds of the shofar in the vow. So therefore, if he simply made a vow against the shofar, the sounds of the shofar still can be made for him, and that he should be able to blow the shofar. Either he or someone else can blow the shofar, and he could fulfill his mitzvah that way.
But why is he allowed to blow the shofar? If the shofar is now kodesh, doesn't that mean it cannot be used?
Well, the kohenim shofar alai, that the shofar becomes a forbidden object. That's because the vow in that case is involving the benefit of that which the shofar can do for him, right? Which is allowing him to hear the sound of the shofar being blown, right? So there's no actual hana benefit that's gained by him except the fact that he's fulfilling a mitzvah with it. So that's okay. That's okay if you fulfill the mitzvah with a shofar of something which has now been sanctified, because the mitzvah is not the shofar itself. The mitzvah is only the sound of the shofar, and in this case, the sound has not been sanctified. It's only been the object of the shofar which has been sanctified. So when the sanctification took place on the shofar itself, in that case, those sounds coming from the sanctified shofar still are available for him to get benefit from, even though the shofar itself is not. It's a little bit complicated, but that's the split that we see over here.
So it seems that there's two statements. The first statement is konam hashofar lisakiaso alai.
Right.
And the
That's right.
second one is konam shofar alai.
Right. Exactly.
So the difference is that the first one says to the blowing of it, and the second one doesn't.
That's right. That's the principal difference between the two. Correct.
Okay. So because the first one said the blowing of it explicitly, he's not allowed to blow it. But since the second one didn't, he is allowed to blow it.
That's right. That's right.
Okay, I got it. All right, weiter.
Yeah. Yeah, we have time. Sure.
Asur litzikoa gukule. It's forbidden to blow the shofar, etc. Vafilu peresh v'nidro tekiah shel mitzvah. Even peresh is the explanation.
That it was explicit, even though it was explicit in his neder.
Even though it was explicit in his neder, the blowing of for the mitzvah, nevertheless it's usher to blow. Why does it say even though? I would think it would say dafka. Dafka because it's explicit. He
Well,
can't blow it.
no, well, meaning you would think that the specific mention of the tekiah shel mitzvah, meaning that might be a reference to the sound only, right? But nevertheless, uh, and you might think that he's referring to the specific mitzvah, and that really there's no, as we said, there's no true benefit that he gets from that. Even if he specified that explicitly, uh, because that is specifically where it would be under certain circumstances permissible, because there's no hana in the actual mitzvah. So even in the case where he mentioned the mitzvah itself, and you know that's what he's focusing his vow upon, right? Nevertheless, it's going to still be forbidden. Aye, but you would think maybe it should be permissible because the specific mitzvah has no hana in it, right? So that's the advantage of maybe mentioning the mitzvah itself. So you might think it'd be permissible because there's no real benefit gained by the mitzvah. There's no real physical benefit gained by the mitzvah itself. Nevertheless, it's in that case, it's still going to be forbidden. Why, as he's going to explain.
The tam, and the reason, de nidarim aser chefza hu yachal v'chal afilu al devar mitzvah. So the reason that his neder is forbidding. What's chefza?
The actual physical object of the shofar.
The physical object. Uh, it still attaches even upon the matter of a mitzvah.
Right. That focus of the oath, which is going to be directed upon the actual physical shofar itself, will also have bearing upon the mitzvah.
Vafilu lishmoa tikias shofar me'acher gam kain biklal aser zeh. And even to hear the blowing of the shofar from another also it's in the category of being forbidden.
Right.
Vida diyesh poskim shirotzim lomar she'ein chal haneder ella im kain aser hashofar alai. And it is known that there are poskim that want to say that the neder does not attach except if it is forbidden. It forbids the shofar upon him.
Right. He's explaining here that there are some of the poskim that want to say that the neder, the oath, is not going to be active involving the shofar, except only in the case where he ushers the shofar itself upon him. Kigon, he says, Shomer shofar alai koinim. The shofar should be as it would be forbidden to me, as if it would be a korban, but to blow from it, to actually physically have it blown from. Avu ba'asar alav a tekiah, simply to say that the sound of the tekiyahs of the shofar should be usher to him. Kigon sha'achet tekiyah shofar alai koinem einachal. That others should be blowing the shofar and tekiyah from it. Others would say that maybe that would be these posts can say would not be chal the tekiah, ain bo mamish. There's no real physicality in the tekiah, it's simply a sound. The netter ain chal on dervishain bo mamish. And the darim can't be um, um, effective on things which aren't mamish. So therefore, these posts will say such a netter would be okay. It would not be, excuse me, such a netter would not be a real netter because it's not being affecting anything which is an actual object. The sound is not an object. Only the shofar is an object, and the sound is simply a consequence of the air blowing through the shofar. And obviously he can't make a netter an oath against air. Neither can he make a netter against the sound. So that according to these opinions, he could, in fact, hear someone blow the shofar for him. Okay, very good. Fine. Let's stop here and come to an end of our time for today. We'll continue tomorrow, Mitzvah Shem.
Thank you, Rabbi.
Shkaik,
Thank you,
Luke.
Luke. Thank you.
Very nice.
Yeah, Mayor.
Everyone should be well. See you
Okay.
all tomorrow.
Well, have
Bye-bye.
a
Okay,
good day.
take care.
Shalom. Thank you. Well, be well.